You're listening to the Your Story Within podcast with Dr. Janine Bennett, a writing coach and author with 5 published books to her name and a few more in the works. Through this podcast, Dr. Bennett aims to help listeners tell their story within and shares all the industry secrets of self-publishing and book marketing. And now, here's your host, Dr. Janine Bennett.
Hi, friends. Welcome to episode 36, Advice for Stalled Writing Projects. So the other day I read a quote by Steve Jobs that really was impactful. And the quote said, "Creativity is just connecting things. When you ask creative people how they did something, they feel a little guilty because they didn't really do it. They just saw something. It seemed obvious to them after a while. That's because they were able to connect experiences they've had and synthesize new things." So there you have it. Creativity is just connecting things. Writing is a creative endeavor. So what do you think keeps us from creating and connecting? There are many reasons a writing project could be stalled. To find out what may be causing you to be stalled, ask yourself 10 questions. And I'm going to bring the banners up so you can see as I go through them. Here we go. Are you stuck because you are not sure of the direction to take with your writing? Perhaps you're stalled because you're not interested in what you're writing. Maybe you put too much pressure on yourself. Are you setting deadlines, telling yourself to write a particular number of books, putting way too much pressure on yourself? Are you concerned with what people will think of the final product? People pleaser mentality, and you're just stuck because you can't move forward thinking of what others may think of that final product? Too painful to write. Is it something that's emotional? Are you trying to write a memoir, or do you write like I do? I tend to write by experience, so I share a lot of my experiences, and some of those are hard. Perhaps you're not sure which direction to go. Too many obstacles. Maybe you think, oh, how do I start this book? I need a cover design. I need marketing. I need all of these things. And then you just stop because you think there's too many obstacles. This one is a biggie for me. Maybe you have too much self-doubt. Do you think you're not capable of doing it? Are you doubting everything you are doing? Do you start and stop because you don't feel it's good enough? Perhaps you don't have enough time to write, or at least that's what you tell yourself. Maybe you're overwhelming yourself. Maybe you've gotten so accustomed to piling on all the different tasks that you're exhausted when it comes to actually setting aside time to write. And then the last one, you don't have any support or encouragement to help you move forward. Sometimes when you don't have that cheerleader on your side, it makes it difficult. You do need someone or a group or something telling you that you can move forward, especially when those other items arise, like self-doubt. All right, friends, well, let me take those off. We're going to discuss those now. All right, so if you are not sure what direction to take with your writing, then the solution could be as simple as talking through things with a person you trust, or perhaps a writing group you belong to. If you don't belong to a writing group, join one. There you're going to hear another individual share the same thoughts you may have, and together you guys can figure things out. That's the beauty of being in a group, is you're not alone, and 2 heads are better than 1. And when you're in a group, many heads are better than 1, because you can come together and figure it out. And I have found over the years that everybody's gifted in different things. So I once helped an author write her very first book, and I soon discovered that not only was she a fast writer, she could get her thoughts down on paper very quickly. She was also very, very good at marketing. She would just come up with all kinds of ideas that I never even thought about. And so that was her gift. And then she was also very proactive getting it done. That was a great help for me because I tend to be a little bit of an ambivert, and so I do have that extrovert side, but I also have that introvert side. And I'm finding as I'm getting older that I'm gravitating more toward the introvert side. Gosh, I couldn't get that word out. Anyway, and I don't want to get out and market. I just want to sit and write all day long. I could close myself up in my office, lock out my husband and my family, and just write, 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 and I would be very happy. Um, but you can't do that when you're an author. You know that. You have to get out there and market your book. You can have a great book, but nobody will ever know about it if you don't tell them. All right. So if you're not sure what direction to take, ask others, join a group, talk to a person you trust. Okay. Are you stalled because you're not interested in what you're writing? Perhaps you need to reevaluate why you chose to write on the topic in the first place. What drove you to write about that topic? Was there, something you read that sparked an interest? I know sometimes when I watch movies, I will come up with an alternate ending, in my mind, or a whole nother storyline. And sometimes that'll spawn a thought for a book. Or I read a great book and wondered, oh my gosh, what if they would have done this? How would that have turned out? Did you do something like that and now you no longer want to write on that topic? Again, going back to find out what drove you to write the topic in the first place. That would be a key to figuring out what the interest level is. Okay. And then, are you putting too much pressure on yourself with the self-imposed deadlines? Sometimes, well, I'll just say I'm very guilty of this. Of that. I'm always imposing these unrealistic deadlines, like writing a book in a very short timeline, or creating a set number of books by a particular date. To stop overwhelming myself, I map things out. I start by thinking through how long each task will take. Tasks include cover design, outlining, researching, writing, formatting, editing, and to stay up with all of those tasks, I have to outline them, because if I don't outline them, then I will overwhelm myself, and I'll go back to um, um, not doing it because I don't know which direction to go. I'm all out of whack. So I'm very much an outliner when I write, but also in the tasks that I have to do. I think that's probably my Lean Six Sigma training, maybe some of the professional management stuff I learned. I just got to map it out. So maybe that could work for you as well. And I apologize. I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute over here. I just get so excited. You guys know how excited I get about this stuff. All right. Are you too concerned with what people will think of the final product? This one, you're going to have to work hard to get over, because there's going to be plenty of people that will love your book, and then there's going to be some that aren't going to like it. You can't please everyone. So don't waste your time worrying about what others will think. Instead, use that energy to get your work finished. Get that book out there, and then work on finding your people, your target audience. Again, I have several author friends, and sometimes their books get rave reviews, and then there's always a couple people that say they don't like it. I was looking at a Nicholas Sparks book the other day. I was going to purchase it, and he's a famous author, has movies and 17 or 18 books now. I've lost count. And there was somebody on there who said the book was boring. I absolutely loved the book. I think it was, they were talking about The Notebook. I loved the movie. I liked the book. And this person said it was boring and meant for, young teenage girls, or some negative comment. And I thought, well, okay, everybody has their own opinion. I'm sure it didn't cause Nicholas Sparks any pause. But it's going to happen. So you just got to get over it and get out there, get that book finished. Don't let the what ifs stop you. Okay. All right. Are you too emotional to write? Truthfully, this happened to me with the first book I wrote. It focused on some very challenging times in my life. The tragic events I wrote about were significant triggers for me. So I had to stop writing for a while, just until I could get past the emotional pain. If you find yourself struggling to write because it is too upsetting, perhaps taking a break would help you feel better about it. It took me years to get past the emotional pain with that first book, but once I did, I wrote the book within a month. So you will know when you're ready. Okay, don't push that. That one's close to my heart because I did experience it and I know what it's like when you're bearing your soul and you're writing on a very challenging topic that is very, very personal. Don't rush it. Let it be a healing process. And again, you'll know when you're ready to write it. Okay. All right. Working on a new format got you stumped? It happens to the best of us. I write nonfiction books, but I'm working on a fiction book now. This is a new endeavor for me. So I ensure, I stay ready by conducting research, reading many books, asking a lot of questions of my fiction writer friends, but just doing the research, learning, and until I get those words on paper and actually move forward, I'll never know how to write a fiction book. I just have to get out there and try it. And I recommend you do the same. If you don't know what you're doing, ask people. Go back to that writing group I told you about, join one. You can do an internet search to find writing groups in your area. But just ask. Don't sit alone wondering, okay? This is your dream. This is your passion. This is what you want to do. Make it happen. You can do this. You can do this. And there's plenty of research online. Do searches. There's sites out there that tell you exactly how to do things. I learned how to format books from a friend, but then I had to learn the software. There were tutorials for how to format the ebooks with instructions and pictures and videos. It was awesome. And I was able to do it with no issues. Same with cover design. If you can't afford a cover designer, there's sites out there that will tell you exactly what you need to do and how to do it, and basically walk you through step by step. Even giving you guidance on, what's expected for a particular genre. A book by Stephen King is certainly going to be very different than a book by Nicholas Sparks because they write very different types of books. So a lot of research out there that you can, find by even doing just a quick internet search. Okay. All right. Thinking about the obstacles you need to overcome after the book is written. This goes back to that publishing, marketing, finding your target audience, arming yourself with knowledge helps, friends. Again, do the research, ask the groups. Just being knowledgeable will eliminate a lot of the worry and the burden up front. We fear things and we worry because of the unknown, the uncertainty. So if we can remove some of that, it definitely makes the process a little smoother, we'll just say. So if that's your obstacle, that's an easy one. Just do the research, okay? And you can find a way to move forward with that one. Okay, this is another big one for me. Are you dealing with self-doubt? Just not feeling you can do it. Friends, you will never know if you can if you don't try. I was stalled out for many years because I didn't know what to do or how to do it. The process became so daunting for me, and that is when doubt arose. I felt like I was lost before I ever got started. Thankfully, another author provided excellent guidance that helped me get out of my rut and move forward. So again, you'll never know if you don't try. So fight that self-doubt and tell yourself, so what? Okay, so I don't know how to do this. I'm going to figure it out. Come up with your own mantra that will help you move forward, motivate you, encourage you. Make a sticky note, post something somewhere to keep encouraging you so you see it every time that ugly doubt monster rears its head. You can do this. Everybody had to start somewhere. Everybody, even Stephen King and all of those other famous authors, James Patterson, Nicholas Sparks, whoever, they all had to start at the beginning. just like you're doing right now. So get rid of the self-doubt. You can do this, and I'm cheering for you. Okay. 9, do you have too much other stuff on your plate? Man, when you have too much stuff, it makes it challenging to find the time to write. I am guilty. I run a business. I am an author. I am a college professor. I'm a research chair. I volunteer for a well-known nonprofit organization. I'm on a board. I'm a mother, a grandmother, a wife. There's so many things. The list goes on and on and on. And I'm also a person that can't seem to say no like I should. I need to say no to projects and no to volunteering a little bit more. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. But I think you already know the answer that I'm going to tell you. You have to start eliminating some stuff so you can dedicate to your writing. If you do not, you will always have the excuse that you don't have time to write. And then you're not a serious author. You're not serious about your craft. Because if you were serious, you would make the time, you would eliminate things, you would change your schedule around. I think I've told you in another video that I'll get up at 3 or 4 in the morning, sometimes 2, it just depends, and I will knock things out. I'll work for an hour or 2, I'll get 2,000 words down, feeling comfortable, then I'll stop for the day and go on with my other tasks. It takes a lot of discipline and determination to do that. But if I'm focused on something, that's what I know I need to do because of all of those other things I just mentioned that I have to do. So figure out what will work for you. If you just can't find anything, then you have got to start eliminating things from your schedule. And that will open up some time for you. You'll be surprised at how much time you can find if you just eliminate even one thing. Okay. Number 10, are you not getting the support or encouragement you need to push forward with your writing? Sometimes you just need to hear others tell you that you can do it. Just like I just told you, you can do this. I know you can. Let me be the first to say, again, yes, you can do it. I'm beating the drum if I had a drum. There you will find plenty of people in that writing group. Go back to that writing group I told you about. There you'll find plenty of people just like you who will encourage you to succeed, just like I know you're going to encourage them to succeed. When you surround yourself with positive, proactive people, things get done. It just makes sense. So if you need that encouragement to help you move forward with your writing, seek out people that will help you do that. Family members, friends. If you don't have anybody close, there's plenty of people, again, in the writing groups. There's plenty of groups even online if you don't want to leave your house. Facebook, LinkedIn, all of the social media outlets, I'm sure, have different types of groups you can join, all focused on encouraging one another. So seek that out, friends, because encouragement and support will go a long way to helping you move forward, especially when all of those other things take over, especially, like I said, self-doubt. That's such a big one. Okay. So the only way you'll be able to move forward on stalled projects is to identify why they became stalled in the first place. I gave you 10 things to think about. Go back to the beginning of this recording, look at those questions, ask yourself those questions one by one to see which is causing you to not move forward, okay? Once you figure out which issue is holding you back, you can focus on getting that book project finished. If you're still feeling stuck, check out some of my other podcasts. I highly recommend the following, and I'm going to put those on the screen. So episode 32, what to do when you don't feel like writing. There's times when I'm so busy that I don't feel like writing, that I offer a lot of tips in that one. Episode 33, overcoming writer's block. Sometimes you can't write because you're just so stuck in your head. Sometimes when you're overwhelmed with tasks, you're also overwhelmed with thought, and that can cause writer's block sometimes. So check that out. And then, oh shucks, I had one more. Let me see if I can find that. So 34 is dealing with author hurdles. So sometimes we're our own worst enemy. So try episode 34. Here, I'm going to put that also in a banner so you have it when you're watching this video. I don't know why I didn't have that before. So I'm going to add that. I love this program. I love StreamYard. There we go. Dealing with author hurdles. All right. And you can find all of my podcasts actually by going to my author website here. So if you ever need anything, I think this is episode 36. So there's 35 other videos you can watch to learn about how to move forward in your writing endeavor. All right, friends. Well, I know you can do this. I'm cheering for you. Take this off the screen. And yeah, I know you can do it. I'm one of your biggest fans. And in fact, my friend Melanie gave me this plant holder that says, I'm rooting for you. I am rooting for you. You got this. You can do it. All right, friends. I'll see you next time.